In a land of dreams and imagination, welcome to Ethereales, where the Queen will defy the norms and tradition to secure the future of our offspring. In the heart of Ethereales, the monarchy's tradition was like any other. Here, the kings were known to be powerful and wise, but they shared a peculiar commonality. They never married just one woman. This tradition dated back centuries to the time of the kingdom's founding by the enigmatic King Heir. Legend had it that King Heir, upon ascending the throne, had made a solemn vow to marry women from all corners of the realm. He believed that by forging such diverse unions, he could unite the kingdom, bringing together its disparate cultures and peoples. As a result, Ethereales became a true melting pot of cultures, with a royal family tree that resembled an intricate tapestry. Each king would take multiple wives, often representing different regions, backgrounds, and ethnicity within the kingdom. This union of diverse backgrounds created a sense of unity among the people and helped maintain a delicate balance of power throughout the realm. The kings of Ethereales were not just monarchs but also diplomats, working tirelessly to ensure peace and harmony within their diverse kingdom. The queens too played a vital role, acting as bridges between different communities and advocating for the welfare of their regions. Over the time, the tradition of multiple marriages became so ingrained in their culture that it was considered a symbol of unity and strength. The people of Ethereales took pride in their king's ability to manage the complexities of such a unique family structure. As the centuries passed, the tradition continued, each king choosing his queens based on the needs and the dynamics of the kingdom. Some queens were renowned for their beauty, while others for their wisdom or diplomacy. Each contributed their unique qualities to the kingdom's prosperity. Thus, the history of Ethereales was marked by a lineage of kings who dared to defy conversion, choosing a path of unity and diversity in the pursuit of a harmonious realm. The legacy of these kings and their multiple queens remained a source of inspiration and pride for the people of Ethereales, a testament to the power of tradition and unity in shaping a kingdom's destiny. But that is about to change. King Douglas, whose rule was marked by cruelty and oppression, and the subjects lived in fear of his wrath, thereby destroyed every legacy his ancestors had ever built. He was known throughout the land for his insatiable greed. He went after weaker kingdoms, overthrowing their kings and taking forceful possessions of their lands. He taxed his people heavily, leaving them impoverished and struggling to make ends meet. His royal treasury overflowed with the riches he amassed, while his subjects barely had enough to eat. One day, a humble blacksmith named Thomas decided he had had enough. He couldn't bear to see his fellow villagers suffer any longer. With a heart full of courage, he set out on a perilous journey to confront King Douglas. Thomas reached the castle gates and demanded an audience with the king. To everyone's surprise, Douglas agreed. As they faced each other, Thomas spoke passionately about the suffering of the people and the injustice of the king's rule. King Douglas, however, laughed scornfully, for he cared not for the plight of his subjects, and he said, "I am the king. Everything and everyone is mine. I am free to do whatever I want. Let this serve as a warning for anyone who dare challenge my rulership. I therefore sentence him to death by starving in the dungeon." Ever since, no one dared defy the king. Queen Jordan, a vision of quarrels and hallor, had caught in a kingdom that adored her for both her outward radiance and her inner strength. Now, she's about to overturn tradition. She orchestrated an opulent banquet in honor of the king, She was meticulously adorned, and beyond her appearance, she wove a culinary tapestry that transcended cultures. And when the moment arrived for the queen to dance, she moved with unexpected grace and fluidity, stunning all. Her movements became a symphony of elegance, her waist gracefully swaying, and her every move seemed an echo of music itself. The king's delight was evident, and he spoke with a smile. "Ask of me anything, here in front of all, and I shall grant it." The sagacious queen, who had intricately devised a plan to safeguard her offspring's future, spoke with assurance. "My king, I seek not much. I know that all the women of this kingdom belong to you. You can sire offspring as countless as the stars, and my heart would hold no sorrow. But I yearn to be the sole queen of this kingdom, the only one you're legally wedded to. I beseech you, my lord, do not bring another woman into this palace as your wife. Let our union be unwavering, a testament of our love and partnership, unmarred by any other." The wicked king, who was feared by all, is now at the mercy of a woman. He has given us words in front of all, and now he must fulfill it. Even though he couldn't marry as many as he wanted, he went after every kind of woman, be it young, old, black, or white. He would defile them, and sometimes take wives against their wishes from their husbands. He was cruel and unstoppable. He had sired children as numerous as the stars in the sky. His harem was renowned far and wide, filled with concubines for every corner of his realm. His kingdom was in chaos, and to top it all, the children were just like their father, reaping where they did not sow, and taking whatsoever does not belong to them. Yet, despite the plethora of offspring, not one could claim the throne as their own, for he had made a promise to the queen to grant her second request, that none but her offspring, be it a son or daughter, would succeed the throne regardless of their bad order. Only the child she bore shall be heir. As time went on, the queen began to grow old, and yet she had been blessed neither with the laughter of a child nor the joy of motherhood. Then, on a fateful day, the fairies brought the queen a good news that the Mother Nature had decided to smile on her for her kindness, love, and gentleness towards her people. The king pierced their hearts, but the queen nurtured it even though she couldn't heal them. The womb of the queen finally came alive and began to spring forth despite her old age. And now, the long-awaited day is here, when the heir finally opened his eyes to the kingdom that had only known gloominess. But the queen mother could not wait any longer, because no one knew she had given up her life for that of her child. Every end of the year, the queen would always go to Mother Nature to make just one request: "Give me a life in place of my life." But Mother Nature would always turn her down, because she was a kind and young woman, and she couldn't have the two lives at the same time. This went on and on for years, until determined she was about to make her last visit to Mother Nature. This time, she won't be coming back empty-handed. The queen said, "Now, I am getting old, and I have had a beautiful, well-spent life. So if I die now, I have lived well." The Mother Nature whispered, "The universe has bestowed you with a very long life, so you will not die soon." But she said, "What is life without a son to call me mother, or a daughter to hold my hands? So Mother Nature, the next time you will see me, I will no longer have this flesh, because I would have exchanged it for a greater glory." She didn't need to say further, for her message was well understood. The queen, now holding the one who would be heir, with so much regret in her heart because she wouldn't be there to hear him say his first word or take his first step because her life had been exchanged for his. So she says to the king in her dying, I know my days are numbered, but I humbly desire one more thing from the king, which would be my last request before I die. Kindly let my son be sent back to my kingdom and raised among my kinsmen, carefully reminding him of his identity and preparing him for who he will become. But the king, still holding the bitterness in his heart that his queen had once used him to defy tradition, wants to grant his queen her last wish. In the unfolding of the next episode, the struggle to embrace love must commence, for it is only through this initial battle that the possibility of its loss can truly